We know smoking is not good for you, and we know cities are passing laws to prohibit where smokers can light up. Santa Monica says you can't smoke on your own patio. City's adding a restriction that bars people from lighting up within 25 feet of a door or a window in any multi-unit residential building. One of the city councilmen said, you know what, you want to smoke, take a walk. But in Santa Monica, don't walk on the beach, don't walk near the 3rd Street Promenade or near an outdoor dining area. If you don't smoke, you don't want to inhale secondhand smoke. But should Santa Monica ban people from smoking on their own balconies, Deborah?
I think that's absolutely ridiculous. And more than anything else, I think it's such nonsense and BS that you're now going to break the rights of somebody else to protect the rights of another person or another group of people. I am a non-smoker. I am a non-drinker. I'm a vegetarian. I'm pretty healthy. In fact, I'm rather healthy. And so I'm not a smoker. And yes, secondhand smoke does bother me. But what bothers me more than the secondhand smoke is taking the rights away from smokers little by little. 1 minute you couldn't smoke into a restaurant. Now you can't smoke at the cafe. And now before you know, you can't even smoke within a certain amount of yards away from that cafe. And now you can't smoke on your balcony. If I'm paying rent, I will smoke on my balcony. And if you don't like it, close your window. Why is it that the people who are not smoking can't take personal responsibility and let them be the one who takes a walk on a beach? Go jog on a beach for all I care. Walk your dog, play frisbee, fly a kite, but don't tell me if I'm paying rent that one of the perks of having my private space and my individual space is that I cannot and will not be able to be able to smoke on my balcony. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's insane. I think that's illogical.
Okay, but how would you respond to this? Secondhand smoke is bad for you. It's bad for you. And I don't want to inhale secondhand smoke. And because you're...
Then go take a walk on the beach.
I understand.
Close your window. Take personal responsibility and remove yourself from your situation. You're in your domicile. I'm outside of my domicile. Go back in. Don't sit there and tell me that you've got to violate my rights while your rights get protected all the time. It's not fair. It's absolutely unfair. Why is it that the rights of the non-smokers are the ones that are predominant right now? Why is it that they are not taking, the individuals not taking personal responsibility by just simply stepping away? This country should be founded more on common sense than legislation that allows a group to overwhelm another.
I think the general feeling, though, is if you are a non-smoker, you are healthier physically than a smoker.
So what? That's not the issue. That's not the point. This is not what we're discussing. We're discussing the rights of individuals. And why is it the rights of other individuals are more important and take precedence than the rights of others? This is not about what's healthy. This is about what's fair.
Well, let's see if you think this is fair. Now, if you saw somebody speeding, would you call the highway patrol? Saw somebody run a red light, would you call the police? In India, if you see somebody break the law, you take a picture, you post it on Facebook, and the police send them a ticket. Traffic is a mess in New Delhi, so the police started a Facebook page. People started taking pictures of those breaking the law and posting them. The police then sent the violators a ticket. So far, 17,000 pictures and dozens of videos have been posted. Officials there say, sure, there are concerns about privacy and the authenticity of the photos, but overall, the public's response has been positive. Is this a good idea? Would it work here, Deborah?
Absolutely not, and it shouldn't. And I actually traveled to India, and I had the absolute pleasure of being in India. And unfortunately, there are so many different types of transportation in India that are a little bit more archaic than what we are here and used to in the United States. They've got everything from donkey carts to horse carts to dogs that run the street, to monkeys that run the street, to 4 and 5 people on a motorbike. I've seen it. Not only that, but you can travel on opposite sides of the roads if you can get through. So I understand that the way their roads are set up, they have very few freeways, they have very few highways, and I took a 9-hour road trip through India. So there are very few highways, there are very few freeways, there are dusty roads and streets. So people are getting around as best they can. I understand that at that point where there's the possibility of endangerment more than anything else, and that takes precedence, absolutely. But here in Los Angeles, we are not trained police officers. That's not our job, and we shouldn't have to do that. Not only that, but based on the circumstances, you can turn around and say, okay, that person ran a red light, but we can't say who that person is and what they did and if they'll run it again, if they're in somebody else's car. And because of YouTube and because of the internet running so rampant in our society and because of things being changed, people can change pictures anytime they like. People don't have full objectivity to be able to do that and do it responsibly. I think the one thing that we've done very responsibly to a certain extent is jury duty. This is going just a little too far.
Okay, but wait a minute. They can change pictures in India, too. They can alter pictures in India, too.
Chances are, based on culture, they don't do it because everybody for those that have been to India. And again, based on my experience in India, it's almost a necessary evil to a certain extent to get around because they don't have the same type of paved roads. They don't have the same type of paved streets.
Yeah, but
and they certainly don't have freeways or highways. So the way we traveled 9 hours by truck and by a vehicle, I understood it. Yes, it made me uncomfortable and it was unnerving at first, but I had to really understand that there was a comprehension to their system. And very few people are killed and hurt that way, I have to admit, in a 9-hour drive that we took. Here in the United States, it's a whole different story because you're asking people, if you're going to do something like that and take that responsibility, to be completely and totally objective. That's not what I'm supposed to do. I am not a cop. If you ask me to be objective in a courtroom as best I can and there's a checks and balance system, I will do that, but not out on the street and then on either a YouTube or a Facebook. Absolutely not. I think it's unfair, and that's not what I do. You want me to do that? Pay me to be a police officer and let me take the training.
Okay. Well, if we need you to be a police officer, we'll pay you and we'll give you the training. Deb, good job.
I got the handcuffs, Fred.
I bet you do. Always a pleasure, Deb. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.